Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. You are in the kitchen with KK, and we're going to celebrate National Shrimp Scampi Day, which is April 29th. We're going to end out this month on something fun. This is a simple recipe you can make at home, but there's going to be some traps of health in a restaurant. So what we do in this channel, I take my integrative and functional health knowledge, and we apply it utilizing the science of food, how we can make recipes better for you, so that we're ensuring cellular health, we're avoiding inflammation. And today we're going to talk about, especially if you have any autoimmune, how to get rid of problematic things. And that would be butter, because I don't have a problem with grass-fed butter by itself, organic grass-fed butter. However, the proteins in there can feed different pathogens in the body. And for people with autoimmune diseases, this is imperative to remove those things, and butter can be one. Even ghee, and I use ghee for some of my clients, that can be an issue too. So we're just going to stick today with straight up very high quality olive oil. We don't need to overheat it for this recipe because everything is sauteed like 3 minutes. Shrimp is done in no time. And but we're also going to talk about better quality shrimp. So let's start with the pink. So this is pink Gulf shrimp. What I love about it, it's a little sweeter, it's a little more tender. I prefer to get it as long as I don't have to shell like 20 of them. I get it with the skin on. I've already taken these off. They just look so much better when you do it yourself rather than buying them already done. The quality is bar none, way better. You're going to get in about 4 ounces, 15 grams of protein. I think this was about 4 ounces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I buy 6 of them for myself. And so you're also getting good sources of calcium, selenium. These are important. I look at nothing. I don't even consider calories. I eat high quality food in a window, and that is it. So we're changing the way we think also about food. Calories are not a consideration. Food quality is a consideration. And when you're eating healthy, nutrient-dense food, typically calorie count is low anyway. Okay, so let's just get the other skin off this. And then I'm going to proceed with showing you also how to remove, because some people put those, what do you call it? Breadcrumbs in here. You definitely don't want breadcrumbs. So we're going to make this similar to the way that I do my macadamia nut crusted cod. Fantastic. So you see, I'm just gently just peel this off. It takes no skill. And this is something you can have your kids help you with. Dexterity is good here. Just be careful not to cut finger on the skin. So it's already off. Beautiful. I've already rinsed these. Let me just get this back here. So also, let me grab an apron. And we're using very simple ingredients here. I like Sauvignon Blanc for a dry white wine. I keep wine, red and white, to use primarily in cooking. We're using some chicken broth, lots of garlic. And instead of angel hair pasta, we're going to be using hearts of palm angel hair. So the carb load in this is so low. This is perfect for those people that want to have a meal that is mainly just protein. And let's say you're pre-diabetic, or you're watching your carb load. You want to get into keep your ketones. You want your net carbs to be well under 50, sometimes under 20 or 30. And so this is a meal that's going to taste amazing without all of that. So what we're going to do first is just saute up some minced garlic. And so a garlic press is really great here. A lot of times I just rough cut my garlic cloves. If you're using a lot of garlic like I do, it's okay to buy garlic pre-done, but you don't want to let it sit too long. It will get moldy. It's just a lot easier than having to peel the garlic for a lot of people. And so I think I forgot where I got this garlic press, but you see, just pushing it through, It's going to come right through, nice and neat. Just a little arm strength. And then I use a sharp knife just to cut it off. So we've got enough here. That's about a tablespoon. And I think that was about 4 garlic cloves, right? So the pan is on medium heat here. This is an all-clad, high quality coated pan, which is good for this. We're going to start with a little bit of olive oil here. And because we're not superheating the olive oil, I'm going to be okay with that. Typically, I would only heat up avocado oil or coconut oil. And if you could use coconut oil here. So let's get the garlic in. We just want it to get fragrant. We're going to add the macadamia nuts. Already it's fragrant. It's amazing. And we're going to add some zest of lemon to this. So macadamia nuts, I buy the raw ones and I keep them in a jar. Yeah, they're almost gone here. And then these were left over from when I crushed them up to make the macadamia nut crusted cod. So you can keep some in here. Anyway, so they're all ready. We're going to use them. This is, you want at least a tablespoon. So this is a good tablespoon and a half or so. So that's fine. You don't want to let the garlic get too brown. You just want it to get fragrant. Let's put this to the side. Look how amazing that is. So now you're home. This meal you can do in 10 minutes. We're going to get the macadamia nuts in there as well. And we're going to do some lemon zest. So I have a microplane. You can put the microplane on some wax paper or here. Just make sure you're using an organic lemon if you're going to zest it. If you feel like you need to scrub the skin as well, that's fine. And use a firm lemon. Some of the lemons are different. Some are really soft. Those are perfect for juicing. And we are going to be juicing a lot of lemon for this recipe too, a 1/4 cup. So we need at least 1 good sized lemon or 2 small ones. So who doesn't like garlic and lemon? Perfect. So let's get this added in. These little spatulas are perfect for this recipe. So now we've got really bright, get this over here, bright smelling garlic, lemon, and macadamia nuts. You just up the quality of this recipe by so much. No restaurant is going to use macadamia nuts crusted. So you can, and it's going to make this recipe super amazing. So just 2 to 3 minutes and then it's going to be ready. And then next we're going to be doing the shrimp, 3 minutes. You see how this recipe is so quick? We're going to take out the shrimp. We're going to toss it in the mixture we're doing here. We're going to heat up some oil and some lemon. We're going to put everything back in. Actually, we're not going to put that back in. We're going to put in the angel hair, and then we're going to add the shrimp back, and we're done. That's how quick this recipe is. So we just want these to get a little bit brown, which they are doing. This is great. I preheated the pan before we started, so this is fantastic. So let's get this into the bowl. We're just going to add a little bit more olive oil, and we're going to saute the shrimp. It's about another tablespoon. We just want to get the shrimp nice and pink. That's going to take about 3 minutes. So what's going to be really good here is not yet. We're going to be adding in the red pepper flakes. Oh, I put them right here. I'm just gonna put, I like lemon pepper on the shrimp at this stage. Shrimp don't need any salt. They have plenty of natural sodium, which is great. This is up. So these are already getting nicely pink. If you have small tongs, I don't know where my small tongs went. That's also a good time to use small tongs with the shrimp here. So just let them cook on one side and then flip them over. This is a recipe you can't screw up because wine, garlic, lemon, and shrimp is fantastic no matter what. These are almost done. You can tell when they're done, they get bright pink on each side. Let's measure out our wine and our chicken broth. So that's probably about, oh no, this is a Pinot Grigio. So a dry wine, Pinot is fine as well. Or a Sauvignon Blanc. I think this is just a half a cup. Oh my gosh, perfect. It's a little bit over a half a cup. That's fine. You're going to keep the flavor and the alcohol is going to evaporate out. And I'm using an organic chicken broth. I like the Bonafide brand. Get this at Whole Foods. Actually, this one was on salt. This is no salt added as well. So they do have that version, no salt vegetable, no salt. That way you can gauge the amount of sodium you want to add and use high quality sea salt with lots of minerals in them. So you can smell this is already done. You don't want them too tough. Look how gorgeous these are. All right, so I'm going to add these to the same pan as the little, the nut crusted that we had going on here. All right, I'm just going to add a little bit more olive oil. Just keep a little bit in the pan here. That's just a drizzle. And get used to that. So I'm going to put in some red pepper flakes. I would say about a half a teaspoon. Whoopsie. We'll get that later. Yeah. A little bit more pepper. And now we're going to rough chop some garlic. So I have more garlic here. Now, when I rough chop garlic, I just use a chef's knife. You can use a Santoku knife. There's a good chef's knife. It's a good chance to just to go through it. This is where you want a nice big cutting board so your stuff doesn't fly all over the place. So you just cut through it, keep making a pile. I know, you need to get it down just a tiny bit. We want to get the red pepper flakes a little bit fragrant as well. Doesn't have to be perfect here. You just want it a little bit uniform so you don't have huge chunks. But I tend to like my garlic and I don't mind it to be not as cooked as much. Ta-da! When you know where everything is, you can just grab it. I love having this big drawer here with all my utensils. So let's get the garlic in there. Nice rough chopped garlic. I dropped 2 on the floor. Let me grab those. I'm going to step on them. All right, so we're just going to saute this up as well. That is beautiful. Beautiful. So I just want to get this garlic fragrant a little bit again. So that's another couple minutes. Then we're going to be adding the wine, the lemon juice. So let's get this lemon juiced here. You know my favorite little guy. I use this every morning when I do my lemon juice. Fresh squeezed lemon. I might need 2 lemons here to get enough. So I'm only doing 6 pieces of shrimp, but I want to have like extra juice for my angel hair. Done. I got a nice juicy lemon behind me, so I'm going to grab that out too. This one is big and juicy. I'm going to use half of this. Want to make sure we have a full 1/4 cup. I'll save this other one for later. Garlic is ready and smell. All right, clean that up later. Toss this. Oh, beautiful. So let's get the wine in there. Get the lemon juice in there. That's a full quarter cup of lemon juice. And then we're going to get the chicken broth as well. Now, this is where you would be adding more butter to the recipe, but we're not adding butter. Because we're choosing to make this, we want to bring this to a boil and let it cook down. But what we're going to do is we're going to cook the angel hair in this and give it lots of flavor. So that's a really great little treat to do. So let me show you this. These little guys smell amazing. Macadamia nuts, genius. Yeah, don't ever buy those Planko breadcrumbs. They're the nastiest gluten that you can even find. Okay, so these about $4.99 Palmini angel hair. You can get this at Whole Foods. I know Trader Joe's has their own brand. I think it's linguine though. So I get both the linguine and the angel hair for my clients that are watching their carbs, but they like that feeling and that texture of pasta. If I do a pasta, it's going to be an organic brand from Italy. I think there's one, Seggiano's. Now this is going to have water in it. So I squeeze it out into the sink. So it's all squeezed out. We're just going to get it into a bowl here. So you see this? The texture is perfect. This is exactly what we want for our scampi. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to tidy up a bit. We're going to let this boil and we'll be right back. This recipe is so quick and easy. You're going to be super inspired. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, welcome back. So everything is cleaned up. I'm feeling good. We're going to be chopping up the parsley. That's another really great addition. We know that parsley is so good for us, super fragrant, and as well as a natural diuretic. Really great to get this into our body at this time. And all herbs have that flavor, is natural antioxidants. We need that. So let's get the angel hair added in. I want it to cook in this sauce now that it's boiling. And that way your angel hair is going to get a really nice flavor. And we just want to reduce this down, the juice. And since we're not putting in butter, it's not going to emulsify. And, you know, but if you have any Epstein-Barr virus that's been activated from any of the other viruses going around, you're going to be so happy not to have the problems of activating these pathogens. And that means getting rid of butter and even ghee, as well as dairy and other things. So you can be courageous in the kitchen and you can just change up recipes. That's what we do here, keeping the deliciousness, adding in and making sure that we're keeping all of that, but we're making it healthier for your body, because food is medicine and information for our cells. You know, our cells know what to do. They know how to heal and repair. They just need the tools without having the chemicals and other things that cause that mitochondrial damage. So we'll be back after this cooks down for a little bit, and then we're just going to have it all ready to go onto a beautiful plate. Okay, this has been boiling down. So you're smelling that fragrance from the wine cooking down. What I do add to my cacciatore or my other dishes with wine, instead of the butter, to make it a little creamy, we're going to add, this is a little bit of coconut cream. It's saved from a jar. I'm not sure what I made. So add in a couple tablespoons of this just to get it a little bit creamy. So this is gonna give you that creamy appearance and a little bit of thickness and avoiding the butter. And this is especially important for people that have any autoimmune. Remember, we're just changing it for that. So I've already chopped up, fine chopped some parsley. You know, I like to keep my herbs in a jar, keeps them super fresh. And then you can just trim it like it's a little bonsai tree with some kitchen scissors or herb scissors. I'm using the curly parsley instead of the Italian flat leaf. I put the flat leaf definitely into my smoothie. It doesn't matter here. I like the curly for this, a little more compact leaf, and it chops up a little. So just again, let the knife do the job for you. A good chef knife is just easy to rock. You don't have to be perfect. Just enjoy your expensive knives that you spend good money on. You do want to invest in good knives. I've always loved the Henkel 4-star. This is the 4-star, hold on, Viper. No. I was trying to see if it was, well, I chose the Henkel because I do like the blade made in Germany, but I also like the handle. So choose your knives when you love to hold them. And get ready to pay and invest in your knives because it makes a difference. I remember when I was first married, somebody gave us knives. They weren't high quality. I used them, but then I did replace them as quickly as I could. So I have this beautiful dish. These are pasta dishes. These are different scenes around Italy. And this is Rome. These are the stairs, which is beautiful. So this is so ready. So now your angel hair has cooked in this, and it's going to have a beautiful flavor. So this is going to be really, really light. Now, obviously, this whole thing can be for 2 people, so you'd want to do more shrimp. It's just me, though, but I'm just going to pour the whole thing in here. And then I'm going to eat it before I go to the beef. So thanks for being here and staying to the end. Now we're going to add the shrimp to the top. Just kind of portion it around here really beautifully for yourself. Because even when you're cooking for yourself, by yourself, it's all about visual appeal. And if you have a piece of a sourdough bread, or I have a millet toast, which is fully gluten-free and delicious, or a really well-made sourdough, like I said, this is a good chance to use a piece of that so you get some of the sauce. So we're just gonna, so we've got the macadamia nuts going and the shrimp. So I hope you love this recrafting of shrimp scampi as we celebrate National Shrimp Scampi Day, which rounds out the month of April. And we'll see you next time right here from KK's Fit Kitchen. So have an amazing night.